Well, here it is, finally, my Venus retrograde report. So this beginning part is going to be sort of my point form, abstract themes that are all going to be covering because I have so many notes, it's insane. Venus has been in Gemini since the beginning of April, and we're not going to be out of the effects of Venus in Gemini and the retrograde until we hit about the first week of August. So because it is Venus, it is about partnership. It's about love. It's about all kinds of relationships. The ideals of love, the mystical, all of the different forms of love that have been articulated by the ancient Greeks. It's an amazing time for creativity. It's an amazing time for art, for poetry, for music. This is also a great time for digital communication. So if you're developing apps, software, there's a synergy happening between Venus and Mercury. And so anything that has to do with social media, especially social media, this is a great time for YouTubers. It's a great time for people promoting themselves on the internet. It's also a great time for learning, education in your particular field, whatever that is. Training, reviewing, upgrading your credentials. Excellent time for study. But this is the idea phase, the brainstorming phase, so that when the planets are moving forward again, we have all the information that we need. We've gathered all the tools necessary, and we can now proceed with a far more refined, reorganized, and workable plan to move forward. People who are on a spiritual path, who are stepping into their gifts and abilities in this regard, those who are seeking a deeper communion with the divine are likely going to find it. And then, the more vain things, because it is Venus and Venus is retrograde, it's a really bad idea to do impulsive haircuts, hair color, tattoos, all of that kind of thing. If you're going to do that kind of thing, it's because you've been working with somebody for a while on your design. Otherwise, you're really taking a chance. Be very careful about things like identity theft, especially if that's something that you've already been through. Venus in Gemini is going to stimulate a need for more freedom in relationships. So open relationships, all sorts of new sort of alternative ways to conduct relationships in this day and age. And, these things are already happening, but they're definitely going to get more support. Gemini is all about social. This is the season of the sapiosexual. So intellect is going to be an important factor in attraction. It's really not the best time to start a relationship. And in fact, it seems as though the theme of this particular Venus retrograde in Gemini is the kind of thing that's actually going to break relationships apart. We're looking at a lot of temptation towards toxic habits such as codependency, deceit, betrayals, acting out, and the danger zones for acting out are going to be anywhere from the last week of May through until mid-June. And again, there's this tendency towards impulsivity. And indiscretions, infidelity, love triangles. All of these things are definitely possible. It's not about preventing karma. It's about focusing on the karma that we've come here to deal with. If your relationship is not sturdy going into this transit, you're probably going to be dealing with a complete and total breakdown. But it's important to trust that this is divinely orchestrated, that whatever is leaving, the better you get at letting go of it, the faster you're going to get to your next destination in your story. The other kinds of low vibrational things is going to be entitlement. It's going to be acting out under the stress of being confined for so long. I'm also anticipating that by the way that the astrology is working, that something is going to happen in the collective that's going to actually make the lockdown even tighter. If we learn not to become attached to certain outcomes, we'll see that there's been a natural course of events that have been set into motion. So depending on your sign, the focus is going to be maybe a little bit different than somebody else, but these are just the general themes that we're all passing through right now through the collective. So how that applies to you is going to be your personal experience. It's ultimately your choice as to how you want to deal with the energies that are present for you now. So when we get to the mid-June zone, things are going to get pretty uncomfortable for most of us. That uncomfortability is about moving us out of whatever we've become too comfortable with. The other things that we need to be careful of is how we're dealing with truth in our lives and whether we're sticking closer to wishful thinking. But what all of this is bringing us to our sense of our own truth. We know what truth feels like. We know when we're living it, and we know when we're not. Venus retrograde in Gemini is going to encourage reason over passion. At the end of the day, self-love leads to better relationships across the board. Self-care is everything right now. And the more you take care of yourself, the more it's going to change the energy of all your relationships. It is your responsibility to put yourself first. We're all at different stages of learning, and it's going to be important through all of the tension that we're all going to be feeling to be compassionate to each other and to not get stuck in that thought pattern of, I'm in this all by myself. We are all walking a similar path. We're just expressing it in different storylines. So there's my all over the board themes for Venus retrograde. I'm going to be covering a lot more of these dynamics when I hit the new moon in Gemini report, when I hit June's report. We're going to be talking about Venus retrograde all summer long. So stay with me and enjoy your reading. And now we welcome the star of our show, Gemini. This one is all about you, big time. So this Venus retrograde is happening in your first house of identity. So, I would say that in addition to my notes here, I would say just sort of off the cuff, that basically this is about the reinvention of you. And it may not be comfortable, but it's definitely necessary. And will teach you things for many years about who you were, who you think you are, and who you're becoming. Look at all that sunshine coming in here. So, yeah, it's all about your appearance to the world. It's about your reinvention. But I need to caution you too that in terms of like drastic changes to your appearance, probably wait until this is over. Think about it though, think about, play with stuff, dress up, do whatever you got to do. But I wouldn't put anything fully into play until you've had a chance to really explore this new identity. So rather than feeling a sense of urgency about it, you should really take your time and see this as being from now until the end of July. You've got all this time to figure out who you want to be. So now that we've got the astrology completely over with, let's get into the cards. So I'm going to do a 9-card tarot spread with my Klimt deck here. Beautiful deck. And then I'm going to clarify it with my Rider-Waite. And then we're going to get some symbolism from Lenormand and see what chakra you should be focusing on. So let's see what we got here. And 3 more. And we got ourselves a reading. Oh, 1 more. There we go. All right. So what are the surrounding energies for you right now, Gemini? The King of Pentacles. So, you're probably feeling pretty self-sufficient right now, like really self-sufficient. Like you don't need nobody. So let's see here. You would be the Knight of Wands, of course. So you're charging forward. You want to get moving. No retrograde is going to hold me down. This is kind of, you know, what I'm hearing. Isn't that funny? Did I just call you Aries? Interesting. There could be some Aries energy around you right now, Gemini, where it could have just been a slip of mine. But yeah, it's like you're feeling the pull to change everything. Because you have successfully arrived at a place of self-love. Like, as crazy as this sounds, you may be kind of turned on by yourself. You know? Like, you date you, right? So, let's see here. Tons of options. Wow, it's a good time to be Gemini by the looks of it. Oh my goodness gracious. The Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups. Wow, maybe you are falling in love with yourself. Which is awesome. I fully encourage everyone to do that. You do have a bit of a Tower coming up though. Possibly with a Sag or any other fire sign. But it's going to produce an offer of love. It's going to produce apologies. There's a lot of love here. Like a lot of love. The kind that makes you shake. Yeah. Good for you, Gemini. Holy crap. Okay, so let's clarify this Tower moment that's coming. Yeah, this is from exhaustion in holding down the fort, so to speak. Yeah, it's feeling very much like breakdown leading to breakthrough. Yeah. Somebody's coming in with a major confrontation. Major confrontation. And you're just tired. You're just tired. And you kind of want to be left alone. It's like, love me from afar, please, because I like myself too much right now. Oh, Gemini, you're always fun. Okay, I'm going to take that one. Yeah, and you know what? Your intuition is all over this fire sign. The fire sign could be keeping secrets as well. And that's what's going to cause the Tower moment. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, let's see. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is like old secrets. Stuff that's been held on to for a while. But they're working on it. So what does this Knight of Cups have to say? Is this an offer of love? Is this an apology? What is it? What is it? It's a burden, whatever it is. Or it's about a burden. It's about fighting over a burden. And then I think everybody's just going to have to just go to their corners. And then it's just going to be about the love. And whatever the fights were, whatever the burdens were, going to be laid down. Probably not until July. And that's what I'm going to leave you with the tarot. Let's see what symbolism we can get to enhance this reading from Lenormand. So 3 cards, please. And 3. There it is. Okay. So, communication from or about a child and a new beginning. So you could be hearing about someone who's pregnant, expecting a baby. You could hear news from your own children. But there's a new beginning, and you're going to find out about it through some communication, probably an email or a text or something. And what's the energy behind that? Ooh, it's going to happen fast. Almost everybody's been getting the rider. So, it's like all of this stuff is going to come to this building, and then confrontation, and then release into just pure love and understanding and really great stuff, I'm thinking. So let's see what chakra we're working for this next little while. There we go. The sacral chakra. So, it's about sex, yes, but it's also about creativity. So if you find that the sex stuff is a bit too much of an irritation for those times when you want to be alone, you know, doodle, create something, distract yourself with creativity, with art, with music, with dance, whatever it is that gets you out of a place where you want to be in confrontation. So I hope that was helpful, Gemini. Sorry for mixing you up with Aries there for a little bit, but I think it's because of the first house thing got me kind of all, you know, Aries is first house. So you may have Aries, you know, Aries individuals who figure prominently into your story as well, because nothing is by accident. So I hope you found that helpful, Gemini. Have a great day.